Jodi Murphy was born to a sports-minded Irish Catholic family in Philadelphia. Her family moved around quite a bit, but no matter where she traveled to, Jodi was quick to find herself a new sports team.
The first day that we lived in Williamsburg, I was at my first soccer practice. I made it a point to get a tryout on the team the first day that I was there. It was really cool because the people that were on those teams were girls that loved Jesus, and it was just, to me, it wasn't a coincidence that I was finding sports and faith to be a combination in my life. That's pretty much like the story of how I came to know who Jesus Christ was and how he could transcend, my life, but also transcend, sport barriers and cultural things, and really just said, okay, now these talents and these abilities that I've been given, like, how do I use them as a platform to glorify God?
Leg towards her. Yeah, ready? Go. Yes!
It wasn't until high school and early college that I really discovered a heart for travel and a heart for international missions in a sense. And whether it was to share the gospel explicitly or kind of through the soccer ball or through the field hockey stick, create a relationship with them, and then hopefully find a conversation to be had where they could say, hey, what about you is different? Like, why are you competing? There has to be some greater purpose, behind that for everyone. I fully believe that, whether it's Jesus or a family member or yourself, there's a deeper thing at work.
After a successful college career in field hockey, Jodi took a position coaching her former teammates.
It was difficult going from being a player on a team and then the next term becoming those players' coach, which is a transition that was probably one of the hardest in my life. Just because we had a lot of success that year, and our success was rated by our wins. And the year that I became a coach, we had a lot of transition and we started to lose games. And for those people that aren't Christians, their identity can so much be defined in success, and that being rated by wins. And the opportunity to work for Gina as a believer, my boss at the time, just really helped me see and open my eyes to the fact that so much good can be seen despite loss. And if lives are being changed and hearts are being more conformed to him, then we're winning, we're winning, we're winning. I worked for her for 3 years, and it took me 3 years to come to a place where I could look out and say, after a losing season or even a few losses, that the lives of the girls mattered more. And when I came to that place, I really believed it was time for me to look for the next job. And I was recruiting in Florida in February of 2010, and my phone, my BlackBerry, dinged, and it said NFHCA, new job posting, Liberty University, Christian University is starting a brand new Division I program. And I promise you, I almost fell out of that chair. And I was just like, this is for me, this is it. And this is the sharpening, this is the pruning that the Lord's been doing in me for 3 years. I know this job is mine. I know that I'm meant to start this program.
In the midst of pursuing this new job, Jodi goes on a missions trip with Pathfinder Hockey, an organization she founded, to share her passion of sports and faith.
I went to Uganda, and I went with my two best friends, Gina, who was my boss, and Jackie, who was a player that had just graduated from the Richmond team. I had already been to Uganda once before doing soccer, so this was the trip where I was gonna do more hockey, and I wanted to have two believers alongside of me that had a passion for hockey and a passion for the Lord. And so we went to Uganda in May, and the whole time I was there, I was just trying to get to any internet cafe that I could find. I'm trying to figure out if I have this job or not.
November 2010, Jodi comes to Liberty University to build a field hockey program from scratch.
So I emailed everyone I ever knew and was basically like, I'm starting a program at Liberty, do you know anyone? And that's when people started to say, I do know people. And that first recruiting class is one that I'll champion forever, because they hadn't made decisions yet, and there's a lot of talent in that class. I loved winning championships at Richmond, and I loved being part of a championship program, and I wanted that for my girls early, but I never would have thought in 2 years' time we'd get there.
In 2013, the Lady Flames take the NORPAC Championship, and Jodi is named Conference Coach of the Year.
I was shocked. I was totally overwhelmed with emotion. I just needed to take a step back, just breathe for a minute. Something that I say a lot when I'm coaching is less of me, more of you, less of me, more of you. And I think I remember just saying that a few times, that in that moment, I turned and I saw Jeff and Donna just there, you know, arms wide, ready to embrace me, and that was their story 3 years before. They were gonna see it through. They were gonna be helping me along the way, giving me the resources to do this thing. You know, I owe them so much for choosing me and being alongside on the journey.
And that journey is just getting started. Whether it's ministering to kids in Uganda or training NCAA athletes, Jodi knows that pointing lives to Christ brings the greatest victory.